Hey guys, really short clip and just a free value add one for you. This is one that's come out of our community. We were in early. Those that had wanted it got in here, and later ones got in here. This is Mana, Decentralised Bitcoin. This is the Bittrex exchange. This is a 4-hour time frame. ManaBTC. This is against Bitcoin. So here you go. This is your higher risk option. You could be a purchaser anywhere from here, but we don't advise chasing much beyond the level over here. That's around 1565s. That means you're getting in too late and you're spoiling your risk reward. On what we call the early entries, your potential risk reward ratio is 9s. Had you been in at these levels, I'm not of the opinion that it's highly likely it will come down there, but you may be lucky, and you could put a buy limit and get kissed there. A risk stop for the higher risk and the bigger risk reward is 9.09 and is at the 1118 level. So you will see it. In fact, have I nailed that? I think you'll find that's it over there. What's it giving us as a number? It's given us a number of points. The actual level is 1082 to 1084. So the level is 1084. That entry on the revisit is 1205, and this is your high risk option. So targets in and around here for your 2279. So 2279 from 1202, you're about 100%, just under, and you should get a small amount of overrun there. 2279 is it. More conservative of you, you can go up to an entry here. Anything you do into that green zone is slightly higher risk, but it's dipping and pulling back. It could dip a little bit more. You might be able to pick it up anywhere here or marginally cheaper. Idealized is there on your conservative risk. It's about a 2.89 risk reward, and that stop would be here at this level over there. So 963 stop. And watch this again if you need the levels again. 1298 entry, and once again same target. As I say, slight chance of an overrun. You're quite close to the 2300 level, so the possibility of stepping through the 2300 and getting a bit of bonus there is possible, but I'd certainly begin taking off at the 2277. It'll give you emotional comfort. This is an on balance or probability assessment. This is an example of a trade that some of our folk may or may not be in, and you're to make your own decisions about what you choose to do, and that's entirely up to you. But it's a free trade idea for you. It's an example case of the kind of things we do in our community room, and on balance of probabilities, we think there's a reasonable chance that you get through to the 2275 and possibly, as I say, a couple of foot or toes over there. In this example, over 9 risk reward on this one, just sub 3. And yes, that would depend on your entry, of course. In all these cases, it has already moved, so our premium guys have been engaged in this earlier. They pay for it, that's their right. If you make a little bit, you can come along to our next webinar with your newly founded Bitcoin. Couple of things to point out about this. This is not the most liquid coin, so I'm giving this to you if you are okay with bleeding in piecemeal. If you've got 3 or 4 Bitcoin, you're okay with bleeding in smaller amounts in at a sensible rate and not spooking the market. It's not a scale coin where you can just jump right in and get filled, so you've got to watch liquidity, and for that reason you might, even if you're doing any reasonable amount of coins, let's say you get a handful of Bitcoin and you want to get them out here, you might be advised to have a number of selling orders. That's just for your common sense for execution on this trade. We've got some other even more interesting trades we're working on, but this is a nice one for those that are looking for close to a doubler and got small bits of Bitcoin to throw in. And then if as I say, with your newly minted gains, you think I would like a bit more of that, you can come and join us on February the 23rd for our webinar with your newly doubled BTC balance, if in the event it occurs. And remember, all things remain possible, and it could run both these stops in a sell-off moment as well. It's an on-balance of probability assessment. It is a trade idea that we have shared. It is not a recommendation. I am not qualified or registered to give financial advice, so this does not in any way constitute advice to anyone. It's a trade idea about which we may or may not be taking up. that's it. Hope you enjoy, hope you value, and let me know how you get on in the comments session. And that link for the webinar, 23rd of Feb, is below. Look forward to speaking to you then.